All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are now on to the second part of this how-to video. Again, we're not gonna. This is not a solution video, but this is a guideline how to start. This is a starting guide. So this should be exact. Remember, we're using quadratics. This exact. So this is using CAS expand. So when you're using CAS, now remember, for questions like this, you need to actually go x dot dot 2 minus 2x dot x bracket, something like that. Because you've got multiple numerals out, you've got pronumerals outside. This is CAS factor, and you don't even need to use the comma x type thing. This will do everything automatically. Okay, now we got a bit of a problem here. This is CAS solve. CAS solve. I mean, look, if you want to show working, take the common factor out, take the 2 out. So it's x plus 3 equals to 0. That's working. Okay, that's showing working. I think all of this can still be done with CAS solve. Again, CAS solve. I mean, I don't think we should have too much problem. We should not have too much problem with this. Measure, wait, hang on, is that quadratics? Quadratics expression, yeah. Sure. The quadratic expression is quite simple. Now remember, there will be certain questions that require, say, complete the square and stuff. There are certain questions where if they ask you this factor, you need to go CAS factor bracket equation comma x. That way it allows you to do even the harder ones that requires you to complete the squares and stuff. Right? Measurements. Measurements you need to be in exact because you might have to be dealing with like pies and stuff. So that way it may not be correct. So make sure when you're using numbers, make sure you're doing stuff like control plus enter. Control plus enter allows you to get into decimals. All right. So things like that. I mean, these are just simply applying formula. There's no real trick to it. The CAS can't do this for you. You need to actually do this by hand here. I'm picking out the ones. I'm picking out the ones that I find that's like special to do. So find the perimeter, round off. So when they say using exact value, you need to make sure you leave your pi. You need to leave your pi in the form as it is. All right. So you're moving to those questions. I mean, that one. That's just Pythagoras theorem. Simply Pythagoras theorem, okay? Down here, this is what I classify as a double hypotenuse. Okay, double hypotenuse. You're basically finding hypotenuse twice. You find the base one first, then you find the second one. There you go, done. It's nothing too chaotic. Measurement, I mean, this is finding area. Remember, in the area, look, when you're dealing with area, there can only be two types of shape. There's either length by width dot dot or half of length by width. Okay, meaning length area for this length times width. Area this half times x times y basically is like if you rearrange this, you'll get like half a shape. Area of a circle is length by width as well because when they find out the area, they're essentially cutting this into many parts, and then they stack up the each piece of like slices here, and the top part is called pi r, and on the other side is r, so it's like a parallelogram. Okay, semicircle is times a of a circle, so half a circle. I mean that's like a sector. That's like a sector. So basically so it should be 210 degrees out of 360 times area of a circle. All right, nice and simple. Compound, I mean, these are compound shape. You need to identify what two shape they are and then apply the things. Find the value of pronumeral of this. So this actually requires something called CAS solve, right? Because you're not looking for the final answer. You're looking for one of the letters in between, right? Total surface area. Now, this one here is a bit difficult. This one is 2 times circle of area, 1 times the curve. Remember what the curve is about. The height is the height. What about the curve here? That is the circumference. That is the circumference of the circle. That gives you the length of that long strip of things, okay? Trigonometry, we already completed this in school. But generally speaking, make sure you are showing the degree symbol. So it's like 30 degrees to 30 degrees, right? 2 decimal spots, right? The degree symbol. Without the degree symbol, you're technically wrong. Okay? Remember, draw diagram. You always want to draw. Once you draw the diagram, you're very, you're far more likely to be having the correct answer. This one here, unit. You need to convert the unit. So if that's using meters, this thing should be using 3,000 meter. All right, something like this. This one here, look at the language. Is the angle, theta amount of angle from or away? Away. And so 30 degrees from E, 73 degrees away, or basically you can use, maybe use, not away, you use after, W. If it's after, you plus. If it's from, you minus, or something like that. Again, diagram. Once you have the diagram drawn, life becomes automatically much easier, okay? Something like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have already, I have already given you a list of, like how to start these questions. Let's make sure we understand the concept that we have today and whether you need calculator or not. So it's linear, quadratic, you've got trigonometry, you've got measurements. Measurements is like area, volume and stuff. And you got the geo, like geometry stuff. Like the geometry stuff is who cares? You probably don't even need to use a calculator. You need to, for measurement, it's good to be exact because you have pi. This one, she should be approximate. Quadratic most definitely should be approximate. Linear should be approximate. Linear should be, as we said before, should be exact, except graph. So when you're graphing, it needs to be approximate because sometimes you can come across really nasty looking numbers. All right, something like this. And so, student, thank you so much. So have a go on these work. I'll talk to you again, some other time, Friday maybe.